says, you've used the book when it's beat up.
That's true. Notes,
So,
highlights.
What's that?
I said notes, highlights, stickies.
Yeah, I got a few things lined up here, lines in there. I don't know if you can see that.
I can see it.
Yeah. So this book, I think this is the book, Cathy. I think this is the one that's going to it says power strategy to transform people's life. I think it's going to transform people's lives. And I got a lot of friends that got great books, authors, but I don't know, something about this book is pulling me in.
I'm so grateful for that.
Yeah.
So what about it resonated with you, Rick, other than the 7, because I know that your birthday is 7/7. So
well,
other than that,
it's a simple concept. And the words, every word that y'all chose is relevant to people's lives. From the first chapter, which is focus.
mm-hmm.
Most people need help with focusing. Most people.
That's true.
And that one principle, that one can transform people's lives in such an amazing way. That one principle.
Mm-hmm. Right. And that's why we put that as number 1.
Wow. Okay.
Because you really focus on all those things that are in the book. So it's so important to really know what your goals are and to, keep focused on them.
Now you said we. You said we. So tell me about Barbara and Deborah.
Okay. So Deborah, I've known for many years because she's also a realtor.
Okay.
And we've worked together in the past, and we were very active in the Women's Council of Realtors. And we would go from our area in Palm Beach County up to Orlando a couple times a year, share a room and, drive up together and chat while we were driving. And so we learned that each of us wanted to write a book. That was one of our goals. We would like to write a book. So, we said, well, why don't we just write a book together and we'll write it about real estate. So we talked about it, and then of course we put it on the back burner and we didn't get to it for quite a while. Then one day we just said, okay, now it's probably about time we write our book. So let's get to it. So we sat down, and Deborah had been keeping a file of little ideas that she had. And on a sticky, she had written the 7 F words. And I said, I don't know what the focus of our book is going to be, but the title is going to be the 7 F words. And we need to do the 7 F words to help other realtors. But it turned out that when we were, writing the book, we realized that it could help everybody, not just realtors. Especially those people who work on commission. What we tend to do is become workaholics and very focused on our work, and we lose sight of just about everything else in our lives. So we miss out on a lot of opportunities to spend time with our family, a lot of things to do to help improve your health. You live your life just not wanting to miss that next commission. And we realized that was not a healthy way to live. And so many people in so many fields have that same problem, that they're so focused on trying to get that next dollar that everything else goes by the wayside. So that was Deborah. Deborah and I decided to write the book. And then when we sat down to say, okay, well, what are the most important elements in life that we want to keep balanced? And one of those was finance. And neither of us is a financial expert. So we decided to bring in her sister, who was a CPA and a tax specialist. So we brought Barbara in. She was living in California at the time. We were in Florida. So we collaborated via Skype and email and et cetera. So that's how it happened.
Wow. Now, tell me about the part when y'all sat down to speak to someone.
That was Deborah. How she wrote down the 7 F words. She had been having lunch with one of her clients at a beautiful country club. Mm-hmm. And, just looking at her dining in this beautiful site, where she's overlooking the greens and all that and having a wonderful meal, you'd think that she was just having the time of her life. But it turned out that he asked her, his name was Dr. Lee, he asked her, well, what do you do for fun? And she just burst out in tears. She realized that she wasn't having any fun in her life at all. So she went home and she went to sleep, and then she woke up in the middle of the night and just had this 7 F words in her head. So she wrote it down on a little sticky, and then of course she put it in a file, and it stayed there for a couple of years. So until we decided we were going to write the book.
Wow. And this book was published, what year was it published?
Oh gosh, 2012. Yeah, so it's been a little while.
Well, my book says 2013.
Well, that's probably what we started it. I think it came out in January of 2013.
Right. So
So it took
that
us
was
a
made.
year.
So this is 2020, right?
Right. 7 years, Rick.
Ah.
Oh, the light bulb just went on.
Huh?
The light bulb just went on. 7 years.
Yeah. Uh-huh. I don't want to get woo, 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 but
Ooh,
I mean,
give me chills.
I do love the number 7, of course. 7 months, 7 days. My mother was the 7th born. So, you know, I love the number 7, of course.
It's a good number.
Yeah, it's a great number. And wow. So here it is. So I got my copy in 2015. That's what I got. That's my copy signed by you. It's signed by you. And it says, make every day a 7.
Right.
What I know what you mean by that. Explain what you mean by make every day a 7.
Okay. So there are 7 elements in the 7 F words.
Mm-hmm.
So what we would like people to do is to touch on one of those elements every day. So when you do that, you give yourself a point for everything that you do. So if you touch on faith and focus and family and finances that day, well, then you get a 4. But if you touched on all of those, then you would rate yourself a 7. So make every day a 7.
Mm-hmm.
It's when you're totally trying to balance your life.
So one of my friends, she's written a couple of books. She's a church lady, and I was making the pitch to her about being a part of this book club that I want to do. And something she asked me, and I said, I got 7 F words for you. And she didn't respond back. She's a church lady.
Well, so is Deborah. She's a church lady.
What's that?
I said, so is Deborah. She's very much a church lady.
Yeah, so I had to reach out to her, and she was like, what do you mean by the 7 F words? And then I explained it, with the book. So I thought that was funny. Most people, when they hear that, they think of something totally left field.
They do.
Why is that?
That's why it gets people's attention. So that's by design.
Right. And the young man that told me about the radio station, radio show that I'm now part of, he said that the book cover, it pops out at you.
Mm-hmm.
And I know there's beautiful colors, the red, the oranges, the yellows, the greens, the blues. It does pop out. Got that beautiful bird on there. What kind of bird is that?
It's just a stylized bird. It's nothing. It's no special bird. Well, it's special, but it's no actual bird. And
that's not a circle, but it's sort of like 360 degrees. What's that?
It's an oval. It's, going around. The bird completes the circle, so to speak. Or the oval. Cycle. The cycle.
So, wait, 7 F words for living a balanced life. 7 F words for living a balanced life.
Right.
That's very important.
That was our intent, was to help people live their lives with purpose and intent and balance your life, not just working 24/7 to get that extra buck, but to really, enjoy your life and do things that make you happy.
Well, my mission this year, I'm gonna just tell you a quick story, quick.
Sure.
On my way.
I love your stories.
On my way to work, young man, young lady, I told you this yesterday, walking in front of me. I said, excuse me. They turn around. I said, go for your dreams. Right? I said, go for your dreams. I didn't have the hat at the time. And they look at me. He looks at me and he starts pointing. I'm like, so now I'm surprised at them, but now I'm trying to figure out what's going on. And her T-shirt, she had on a T-shirt inside her jacket, under her jacket that said, your dreams deserve your courage. Your dreams deserve your courage.
I love it.
When I saw that, I was like, holy moly. Something's going on there. Is that coincidence? Or you tell me, is that just a mere coincidence that happened?
I think it's divine intervention.
Yeah. So, I mean, what I got is I'm supposed to share with people, encourage people to go for their dreams. This is a way that can make that happen. And it's kind of simple. And like I said that to you, I said, don't be offended, but it's so like an easy book. And you said that was it. It was intended.
Exactly. We wanted it so that everybody could do the things that we did. We wanted to make it simple, realistic, just easy to accomplish.
So a few people that I mentioned about being in the book club, they said, I'm busy. I got all this going on. So I'm saying, hey, well, let's just do one chapter per month.
Right.
That's doable. And actually the first chapter, which is 30 pages, you could do a page a day. That means you could read the chapter twice in a month, which is enough to at least to talk about it and discuss it. Because how important is focus? Is that important? I don't know. Is it important?
I don't see how you can accomplish much without focusing on things. I mean, you only accomplish what you focus on. So otherwise it's chaos.
My engineer told me that there were times in the basketball games where he scored 50 points. Now, you got to be great to score 50 points, but you also got to be focused.
Absolutely.
50 points in a game, that's a lot of points. The average person don't score no 50 points in no game. You got to be focused. In the boxing ring, you better be focused. You better be, or else
you're going to be knocked out, right?
How about that? Right. So then here it is with life. We're not focused in life. And guess a lot of us get knocked out.
Good analogy. It's true.
So, I reached out to a few people, and here's the thing. You speak to this because you said you did start the Council for Women Realtors. There's something about these women. Women are ambitious. And women, they're going for their dreams in a lot of cases. I'm not saying men are not. I mean, of course, men, I'm a man. I love men, right? But women are just ambitious. Like you guys had the Women Council of Realtors. And yours kind of stick together, that teamwork thing.
Absolutely.
So a lot of my friends are women. They're just cool people. I got sisters.
Thanks, Rick.
Huh?
Thanks, Rick.
Yeah. So I'm an advocate for women. I got a mother.
We women appreciate you.
I got sisters. I got nieces. I got daughters. So, I mean, duh.
And you want them to be successful.
Right. I got granddaughters. I know I look kind of young, but I do have granddaughters. So.
How old are your granddaughters?
Now you want to hit me with the numbers. The numbers I can't give you.
Are they little ones or teenagers or?
They're mixed in there. They're mixed in there.
Okay.
So sometimes I don't even know my own number. So to keep up with their numbers,
sometimes I want to forget my number.
Yeah, but 2020 was a very interesting year, challenging for a lot of people.
For most.
You're tuned in to GHCR, Grant Houses Community Radio, home of the Community News Service.
Are we having an ad?
No, that was advertising the radio station, doing a station ID.
Oh, okay.
So where I work, my manager, I usually get her a calendar every year, a positive motivational calendar. This year she beat me to the punch. And she got me the calendar. She got one for her and one for me this year. Oh, you beat me to the punch. But her calendar is about leadership, great leader, quotes from great leaders. So now I'm getting that, 2021 is going to be We need good leaders. We need great leaders. It's about leadership.
Yes.
If only leading yourself.
Well, that makes sense.
If only leading yourself.
Yeah.
We all are leaders at a certain point. So I told a young man, I don't want to get, today is Sunday, so I guess I could go there. I told a young man that told me about the radio station. I said, man, I have done over 900 shows. It was only because you just told me about the radio station. Had you not told me about the radio station, I wouldn't have listened. I wouldn't have eventually got on that radio station, and I would not have done 900 shows. I said, the creator, whatever you want to call God, creator, whatever works for you, he worked through you in that case. I've done 900 shows. I've touched many people because of that radio program. Work through people.
Right.
What do you say about that, Cathy? Cathy A. Lewis, co-author of.
I think it's phenomenal that you've done 900 shows. I wish I had that motivation, and maybe someday you'll motivate me to do 900 shows. That would be awesome.
Yeah.
But anyway, I'm just really, really grateful to you, Rick, for picking up on the 7 F words and giving me the inspiration to sort of revive it and to help others. That go back to our initial intent was to help others live a better life, live a balanced life. In this day and age, we've gone through so many changes in the last 9 months. And I think this book can be really helpful to people who are being challenged right now.
Right. And this is a great way, because all of these things are working on yourself, except for the family. And there's a lot of people that have family issues that need to be worked on.
Right.
Because what happens, now this is a great question. What happens if the family gets stronger? What happens then?
Well, every individual gets stronger if the family gets stronger. Everybody's more successful.
Well, how important is family?
I think it's probably one of the most important things. That's why we put it among the 7 F words. And when we talk about family, we talk about not only your biological family, which obviously is very important, but those people around us who are more significant to us. Could be your coworkers, it could be your best friend. Your family doesn't have to necessarily be related to you biologically. My 2 sons are adopted, so that they're not my biological sons, and so are Deborah's 3 children are also adopted. They're not, obviously her biological children, but we're all family. We talk about in the book recognizing who your significant 7 people are. Everybody in the world probably has at least 7 people in their lives that they interact with on a daily basis or who really are important to them. So we go through an exercise where we identify who those 7 people are, and then we kind of draw a connection between the things that we're doing and those 7 people. And when I did mine, it was a rude awakening because I said my son Michael was one of my significant 7. Obviously, he was my son. He was living in my house. But then I realized I wasn't doing anything with Michael. Nothing. We would be ships passing in the night in the house. So to me, that light bulb went on and said, I need to spend more time with Mike. So we, planned maybe some walks together or just to sit down, watch a movie or whatever it was. One of my goals became to spend some more time with Mike.
Run that by me again about the 7 people, what you decided to do with the 7 people.
Okay. So identify who the 7 most significant people are in your life. Call them the significant 7. Okay? Then you determine the things that you're doing in your life every day. And then you kind of draw a connection to what you're doing with those people. How are you inviting those people into your life on a daily basis? So obviously the people that you work with, you got to be there with them. So they might be, a boss might be your significant other, or maybe one of your coworkers or team member or something like that. If you have a spouse, that person is obviously your significant other. But maybe you have a relative, a brother or a sister that you're not connecting with often, that you say you're significant, but you don't do anything with them. You're shaking your head, Rick. What?
This whole thing that you're doing is so spiritual. It got spirit all over it. Because first of all, there's a famous movie called The Magnificent Seven.
Mm-hmm.
You use the word significant.
Significant.
But the movie was The Magnificent Seven, which was one of my favorite movies. Yul Brynner and a few other. You're a little bit too young to remember The Magnificent
No, not at all. I remember the name of the movie. I couldn't tell you what it was about, though, to be honest.
They were cowboys.
Okay, yeah. The Magnificent
David did a remake, which I didn't see the remake, but I saw the original one, and it was a classic. It was a cowboy movie. Growing up, cowboy movies, and The Magnificent Seven. This thing has got spirit all over it.
Well,
You guys have been used.
Seven.
You guys have been used to do something special here, and I think now is the time. 7 years, it's time.
And somehow, Rick, you've been tapped on the shoulder too to help us make it happen. So
yeah, I don't know,
very grateful
because
for that.
I got some friends that might be a little not too happy that I chose this book. Why did you? But I don't know. It's just because I was going back and forth for a while. And don't forget, I had mine since 2015, so it's not like I just got it.
Right.
My apartment, if you see behind me, right? I could open a bookstore, literally, because during the 900 shows, I have gotten many books from the hosts. So I got a lot of books. I have a lot of books. I got to figure out a way how to start dispensing these books. I got too many. So that's why I'm kind of working on that right now. That's one of my focuses right now, is to get this organized.
Mm-hmm.
I want it to be this is organized, it's in order, all my motivational stuff. I got some classics up here.
Uh-huh.
This is $1 million bookshelf. This one bookshelf could create a millionaire. If you just take one of these pieces and work. What's that?
I believe it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
educated.
I am loving on you ladies.
Oh, thanks, Rick.
I went to that National Publicity Summit and I met Deborah and Barbara, and they were sweet. They were wonderful. They gave me a copy of the book.
Uh-huh.
And when I set up the interview, you did the interview. This is our second time doing the interview. We're going to do more.
And then we met in New York, you and I.
Oh, that's right.
We met in a little coffee shop or something, or a restaurant.
You were in New York?
Yeah. I was
wow, I forgot about that. Huh?
For some conference or something, I was there, and we just met up real quick and had a drink.
Wow. Well, what were we drinking? Because I don't drink.
No, we were just drinking a Coke or something. It was Coke or Diet Coke or something, but
I remember, yeah. We met in New York. Wow. When are you coming back to New York again?
Oh, I don't know. After the pandemic.
Oh,
when I get my vaccine.
I totally forgot about the pandemic. See? You made me forget about the pandemic with this, So what do you think is going to happen? I want you to play, I don't know if the word is Houdini or Maharaji. I want you to play psychic right now.
Okay.
I'm starting this book club. What do you think is going to happen?
Well, you'll have some people who'll be excited about it and who'll buy into it. And then you'll have some people who'll start and then they'll fizzle out. But Rick, you said something the other day. If you could just touch one person and change one person's life, that's magnificent.
Yeah. I only want one. Mahalia Jackson. She said, if I could just help somebody, then my living would not be in vain. She didn't say if I could help 3 people, 5 people, 10, 100, 1,000, 1,000,000. If I could just help somebody. Somebody sounds like one. Somebody, one. So I just want one.
I think that you'll help more than one. And no doubt in my mind. I think that you've probably helped many people already with the things that you do.
Today's the 27th?
Correct.
So I just pulled this bookshelf, put this off the bookshelf. Dr. Dennis Kimbrough, he's a coach. He did Think and Grow Rich, a Black choice. So this is a daily motivational book for African Americans, which, motivation is for everybody, but you know, I understand what he was doing. But today, the 27th, it says, "Where are you running?" Some people are changing jobs, spouses, and friends, but never think of changing themselves.
Hmm.
December 27th.
Interesting.
And then on the bottom it says, "Today I will take a few minutes, look in the mirror, and I won't ask others to change until I change first." Woo!
Ooh, that's powerful.
Woo! Lord have mercy.
I love that.
Let the choir say amen.
Amen. Amen to that.
Yeah. So this is what's gonna happen. So I want to keep you posted on how we're doing. I have got a few people that are very enthusiastic about this.
Okay. Well, how can I help you with it?
Well, you know what? I'm just, you said I was tapped on the shoulder. I'm a vehicle. It's not, the first thing is not about me, which is great. You know, it's just not about me. Not at all. I'm like a guy. Like I'm like if you know anything about basketball, I'm the point guard. That's the guy who brings the ball up. He calls the plays. He sets up the teammates, the centers and the other guys, the team.
Mm-hmm.
You know, sometimes he has a score, but you know, it's about teamwork. So I want to help them be successful.
Okay.
So, and boxing, let's talk about my sport, boxing. The most important punch is the jab. And what the jab does, it's like the quarterback. You set the jab up and you use that for your offense, your defense, you score points. And what that tells you is what to do next. You respond off of that jab.
Okay.
Because it depends on how your opponent reacts to the jab. It'll tell you what to do. So right now, we're gonna do this first month of January. I'm gonna jump into focus. I'm gonna stay with it. I figured out that there's 30 pages. You could actually read a page a day twice in a month. So you could read the chapter twice. I mean, you could probably do more
It goes really
do it in one
fast.
day. What's that?
Yeah. It goes very fast. It's a quick read. It's like you said, it's simple.
Right. So, but to focus on focus, the beginning of the year, like we do these, I'm not saying resolutions are bad, of course not, but to focus on your focus for the month of January, start of a new year,
right?
I think that's pretty powerful.
Yeah, January is always the perfect time to start. Beginning of the new year. Like you said, people have New Year's resolutions. Probably 8 out of 10 people say they want to lose weight. And then what do? By February, they've forgotten about it. But there's one thing I think is the most important thing about your resolution. And that is you should only resolve to do something that you're passionate about. Without the passion, you lose it. There's no sense even making a resolution unless you're going to be passionate about it.
Right.
So I'm just wondering how I might be able to help you. What is your platform that you're going to be doing with the
Well, I do have I'm going to do like the one-on-one thing, like text them and say, hey, I'm going to call them up, say, hey, let's talk, what's going on?
Okay.
Tell them how I'm doing with it, how they're doing with it. And then if they want, it's up to them. We could take it to the radio too, if they want.
Okay. So you don't use the Zoom or Skype or anything like that with them?
What's that?
Can you use Zoom or Skype or something like that with the people that are doing the
Yeah.
Most of the people that you'll be working with, do they have an iPhone or something they can get Zoom on?
Yeah, I would hope so. Yeah. Yeah.
So maybe I can come on once or twice with you and we can talk about some of the ways that they can set their goals. Like we can talk a little bit about the SMART goals, or we can talk about doing a vision statement or a vision board. Those are always fun, interesting things to do.
I'm looking at my vision board right now. One of them.
There you go.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's always a nice, creative, fun way to get started with getting focused.
Yeah.
Make it visible.
Yeah. Maybe if we do this right, maybe we'll get a call from Joe. It says, I need you guys on my team. You know who
who?
Joe is, right?
Oh, Joe. Yeah.
Joe. You
Yeah.
know who Joe is?
Joe and Kamala.
Right. My grandmother name was Joe. So that's kind of special to me right there. Like Josephine was her name,
Right.
Josephine.
Right.
And I love Josephine. I miss Josephine. And so the president now, soon to be Joe. How cool is that?
That's very cool.
So I'll be thinking about her a lot in the next 4 years. A lot. I will be, remember her always and talk about her a lot. Maybe I'll get a hat that says Joe.
Joe. Josephine.
Because I got a lot of positive hats. I got self-discipline. I got keys to success. I got positive mental attitude. I got success habits. I got success mindset. And then I have positive self-motivation.
Okay.
These are all the caps that I wear.
We're going to have to get a 7 F words hat.
Yeah. You got to figure out how to, because like when people see that, I live in Harlem, so I live in New York.
Okay.
We got to figure out how to, if it's with this logo on it, like this.
Yeah, with the logo.
Right. Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah, with the logo.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah, we don't want to get you in any trouble.
What's that?
We don't want to get you in any trouble with just 7 F words on it.
I kind of know how to handle myself a little bit. I know how to handle myself a little bit if I have to.
Unless it's good trouble you're going to get into.
Good trouble, that's right.
Good trouble.
I'm going to send this to each person that I asked to be in the group.
Okay.
And it's like, it's not going to be high pressure because people are busy, they're doing things, but I think it can help them.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah. All right.
So let's inspire them.
Yeah, this is great. This was enjoyable. I really loved this interview, talking to you again.
Thank you, Nick.
Now you're in Florida, right?
I'm in Florida.
What part of Florida?
South Florida, Palm Beach County.
Okay, I have a daughter in Tampa.
Okay, that's on the West Coast.
So when this thing dies down, I got to get down there and see her and my granddaughter.
Okay, well, when you get down there, I'll meet you in Tampa.
Yeah. I only been to Florida once. I went to Miami one time.
Okay.
Oh no, twice. I did go to Tampa. I went to Tampa to see Oprah Winfrey. She was doing a workshop.
Wow.
She was doing a workshop called "Live Your Best Life," and she was giving back to the magazine subscribers. And I went down to Tampa, me all by myself to Tampa to hang out with Oprah Winfrey.
Wow.
It was a great experience. I didn't know at the time that my daughter was eventually going to be moving to Tampa.
Mm-hmm.
It was a nice place. I was in and out. I didn't stay. In and out.
Tampa, all of Florida is beautiful. I love Florida. I was born and raised on Staten Island.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I only been over there a few times. I don't know, man. I don't understand why New York don't embrace Staten Island.
I don't know either. I don't understand it. It was
like, hey, I admit I've been over there a few times, not nowhere near enough. So maybe
it was a great place to grow up. It really was.
Yeah. The last time I went over there, I enjoyed taking the ferry. It was a very interesting experience. The last time I went there.
Yeah, for 12 years, Rick, I took the ferry from Staten Island to downtown Manhattan to go to work.
Cathy, maybe this could be the beginning of showing Staten Island some love and
Okay, I'm with that.
Spreading some goodness in families around the world and letting people know, hey, guess what? You might need to make some changes. Try this way. This way might be better. If you like the old way, go back to the old way. But if you like this way, try it. Give it a shot. If it's better, stick with it. Cathy, you froze. You froze on me. And I do have one more question for you. Cathy, I think you might have to come back in. let's see. Cathy, are you there? Cathy froze there for a second. That's the first time that happened. My guest froze on me.
Maybe coming back into it. Let's see if she comes
Okay.
back.
Yeah, and I do have one more question for her too. Is that Stu?
Stu? Why you call me Stu?
I see a picture of Stu. It looked like I'm seeing a picture of her. She just texted me. She just need to come back in, right?
Yeah, you should be okay.
Yeah. Hopefully she comes back. She was asking if our time was up. So, excuse me, sir, Mr. Engineer.
Yes, sir, Rick.
What kind of focus do a person need to have to put up 50 points in a game? I said something funny?
Well, I would have to say that, you would have to, you'd have to be, you said what type of focus?
Yeah.
I mean, the good kind.
The good kind?
Yeah, I mean, you got to be like really, you would have to be really on it to do that.
You have to be what?
You would have to, because there's a lot of work to score all those points. So you have to make a decision in the beginning that, can we win if I exert this type of effort?
Well, it's funny that you would say that because I seen a guy score 72 with ease. He didn't exert himself too much. I was there. I was watching, hitting them bank shots left and right.
Oh, I'm just saying that when you it takes a lot of effort to score the points, and the hard part is to play that hard and lose. That's all I'm saying.
Well, the guy that I was watching,
after you've done it more than once, that's what goes through your head. You start thinking, okay, I'm having a good game. I'm giving it to him. But can we win?
right? But the guy that I was watching, he did it effortlessly.
Well, well, first of all, if you're talking about the famous Joe Hammer game, he was. I played in that game. He was hot from the top, and at halftime, somebody brought over the stat book, and he had 49 at the half. So
Woo!
I showed you how crazy I was. I actually turned to him and told him, I'll take over from here. You did okay. Luckily, he didn't pay me no attention.
Right.
Yeah. Right. The guy who coached that game, we were he died. We were all at his funeral, including the commissioner of the Rucker League, and a lot of Rucker players there. We were all there at this particular guy's funeral. And Joe was there. And I brought up that story, and we were all laughing because everybody thought that, looking back at it, that was a pretty crazy thing to say to somebody who was having a record-breaking game.
Right. So I don't think Cathy's coming back because she probably would have been back by now.
I don't know. Possible.
Is she not in the waiting room?
There was someone else in the waiting room, but I don't know who that was.
I know who that was.
Ooh, somebody named Jonathan?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Right. All right. So I'm gonna go ahead and run. I did have another question for her, but I got enough to work with. So we will be starting the book club.
Okay.
30% are unemployed. That's why I'm working hard to get this surplus food here.
She's back.
Some of you say to me,
Oh, she's
well,
back?
I'm not like you.
Yes.
I'm not a congressman. I
She's
haven't
back.
got education. I haven't got work. But you're...
She's back.
I'm back. I don't know what happened, but it just totally locked up.
Yeah, you froze on me.
Yeah, well, you froze on me first, and then I froze, and then my whole computer locked up.
Wow. So I do have a final question for you.
Sure.
You said we were talking. Someone sent me a text about the Samurai 7. I'm not familiar with that movie. It was a movie called the Samurai 7.
Not familiar with it.
Are you not a karate film fan?
Not particularly.
Rick,
Well,
that
my
was the
husband
seventh.
probably is,
That was
though.
the Seventh Samurai, Rick.
Okay, I grew up on
That was-
karate movies, so.
That
So
was
I lived with a karate guy. Actually, I lived with 3 karate guys. My husband and
Wow.
my 2 sons. They're all black belts.
oh wow, very well
Taekwondo.
protected. You're very well protected.
Hmm.
So, the significant 7. What if your significant goes past 7? Then what do you do?
That's fine. It can go past 7. But you just need to know that you want to give the people what they need and not just what's left over at the end of the day.
Yeah, because the 7, that's just the family 7. Then I could find another 7. That's
Right.
not even, when I say family, I mean family like, blood family.
Hmm.
So I got way more. That's a lot of people.
That's a lot of people. So you're balancing a lot. So, but
Yeah.
it's probably not possible to spend a significant amount of time with everybody that's in your life. So you have to
Okay.
prioritize. And sometimes some people will need more of your time than others. You may have a family member that's ill and you may have to, tend to them. Maybe
can
you
I
have a
charge
child
them?
who's struggling in school. They might need more time than the one who's doing really well. So you have to balance that too.
Can I charge them?
Can you charge them?
Yeah.
If they'll pay you, fine.
Yeah, right? Hey, I'm
Sure,
a coach.
why not?
Pay the coach. If I do good, they do good.
That's
I'm
right.
just kidding. I'm just joking about that. But,
I know.
that's fun. I do actually have another question.
Sure.
Freedom.
Can I charge you for the question?
Yeah, this one. Because it is about freedom. I don't hear a lot of people talking about freedom.
You know why? Because in the United States, we take it for granted.
Wow.
We take it for granted. We in the United States don't think that we can ever lose our freedom.
Wow.
But it's very fragile.
Well, I mean, they're getting a sign you have to wear masks and, social distancing. You can't see your loved ones. So that's a very interesting point here about.
Well, to me, Rick, that's part of fitness. I think that listening to the science, and this is my opinion, listening to the science, wearing your mask, social distancing, washing your hands. I mean, those are not difficult things to do.
Yeah.
But they do protect you and they protect the others around you.
Right.
So it should not be a political statement. It's just science.
Okay. All right. So what does freedom mean to you?
Freedom means the ability to say no to the things that aren't going to, progress me towards my goal. So the freedom to do the things that I want to do, the freedom to make choices in my life. I mean, in so many countries, women don't have the ability to make choices. They're told what to do, they're told what to wear, et cetera, et cetera. And here in the United States, we have, so many more freedoms and so many more opportunities. And shame on us for not taking that opportunity and making the best of it.
Right. Wow. That's pretty interesting that you would say that. Because as I said earlier, I am an advocate. I have to be. I have to be. I'm surrounded by women. Women that I love and care about.
Right. Well, you say that you have to be, but it's your choice. I think it's admirable that you feel like you have to be, but there's so many people, so many men who don't feel like they have to.
Yeah.
So I applaud you for that. And thank you.
If you met the people that I'm talking about, the females in my family, and
I would love to meet them.
You would say, oh yeah, you have to be, Rick. Definitely, you have to be. You have to be an advocate for them. You got no choice.
No, you do. You have choices.
Yeah.
You just do the right thing.
All right. Well, Cathy, I want to thank you. This opportunity could be, I'm looking for
You're
something
tuned in to
magnificent to happen.
GHCR, Grant Houses Community Radio, the soul of the Upper West Side.
Oh, I like that. Okay, what was that, Rick, that you were just saying? I'm
So
sorry.
I'm hoping that these 7 F words could be the springboard to helping some people have significant and magnificent lives. Improve their lives in such a magnificent way. That would be so cool.
That would be
That
so
would be
cool.
so awesome.
And I think that if we collaborate, 2 of us and my partners and whoever else you have on your team, we could definitely make a difference.
Now, are the caps out yet?
Are the what?
Are the caps out yet? Are they out
Not
yet?
yet. I'll be working on it soon.
So are they going to have these colors on there?
Yeah, they'll have the bird.
Okay,
The
that's
bird and
nice.
the 7 F words. Just
That's
that same logo.
That's nice. That
Yeah.
is
What
so
color
nice.
do you think they should be?
Well, black is
Black with the,
black with those colors. Blue, navy blue with those colors. Yeah.
okay.
And then the sky's the limit. The sky's not even the limit.
Let's see what we can do. I'm encouraged. And again, I said this probably twice already, but I'm just really grateful that you're embracing this. And I want to help you help others.
Let me get your website.
www.7fwords.com.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's easy.
Now we're working on the website. So if somebody goes to it, it might be down, or it might just be like where it's under construction. So we're trying to update it.
Okay. Well, Yoda said, "Don't try, do or do not."
Do it. We're updating it.
Right. Okay. Thank you, Cathy. This was
Thank you, Rick.
amazing. And while you were gone, I was talking to the 50-point guy. While you were gone, he came up and talked to me for a little bit.
You didn't have your boxing gloves on, did you?
I didn't, but I still got to deal with him though.
Okay.
Thank you,
You're
and
welcome.
get ready for the amazing. It's going to happen.
Okay. All right.
All right.
Well, what's our next step, Rick?
Well, my next step is
how are we going to help you with that book club?
Yeah, in January I'll be reaching out to you, letting you know how it's going. I'll let you know exactly how many people are involved. I was thinking about taking it to social media also, but we'll see. I mean, I like LinkedIn, so we'll see.
Sounds good.
I'll keep you posted.
Okay, I'd appreciate that.
But I know at least 2 people have already ordered the book today from Amazon. Today.
Awesome. Great.
Today. I told them today, they ordered it today. Some people didn't even know what the book was. They were like, yeah, I'm in.
That's great.
Okay.
All right.
I'll talk to you soon.
All right. Take care, Rick.
Have a significant and magnificent day.
You too.
Have a 7-day.
Have it. Make every day a 7, Rick.
All right. Talk to you soon.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Bye.
A young slave boy stood one day before the greatest ruler of his day. And God said to Moses, "What's in your hand?" And Moses said, "Lord, only I've got a stick, that's all." He said, "Well, let me use what's in your hand." And God used that slave boy with a stick in his hand to divide the Red Seas, march through a wilderness, bring water out of rocks, manna from heaven, and bring his people to Freedom Land. What's in your hand? What's in your hand? George Washington Carver, who was so frail that he was traded for a broken down horse as a slave boy. And George Washington Carver, sitting in the science laboratory at Tuskegee, told me, he said, "Dr. Powell," he said, "I just go out in the fields each morning at 5 o'clock, and I let God guide me. And I bring back these little things and work them over my laboratory." And that man did more to revolutionize the agricultural science of peanuts and of cotton and sweet potato than any other human being in the field of agricultural science. What's in your hand? Just let God use you, that's all. What's in your hand? I've got a string in my hand, that's all, and I'm flying a kite. And way up in the heavens, lightning strikes it. And I, Benjamin Franklin, discover for the first time the possibilities of electricity with a string in my hand. What's in your hand, little hunchback sitting in a Roman jail? I haven't got anything in my hand but an old quill pen, but God says, write what I tell you to write. Paul wrote, I have run my race with patience. I've finished my course. I've kept the faith. Henceforth there's laid up in me a product. What's in your hand, little boy? All I've got is a slingshot. And the enemies of my people are great and big and more numerous than we are. Well, little David, go down to the brook and pick out a few stones and come on back. And close your eyes if you want to, and pull back that slingshot and let him go. And David killed the biggest enemy, the leader of the giants, against his people, and his people became free, just letting God guide a stone in his hand. And a few years passed, and David is a king. And God says, what's in your hand? He said, I've got a harp in my hand. He said, well, David, play on your harp. And he played, the Lord is my shepherd. I shall not want. Maketh me to lie down in green pastures. Leadeth me beside still waters. Yea, though I walk through the valley and the shadow of death, I'll fear no evil. What's in your hand? What's in your hand? Man hanging on a cross. I've got 2 nails in my hand. Father, I stretch my hands to thee. No other help I know. If thou withdraws thyself from me, whither shall I go? And that man, with 2 nails in his hand, split history in half, BC and AD. And what's in your hand tonight, people of Cambridge? You've got God in your hand, and he'll let you win because he's on your side and one with God, always in the majority. So walk with him and talk with him and work with him and stick together and fight together. And with God's hand in your hand, the victory